Welcome to Education Without Borders. In this lesson, we want to learn something from the dog. How come we want to learn from the dog? It's because there are 2 or 3 things that we have learned from the dog by observing the dog. 1, a dog has branded itself as man's best friend. Therefore, the dog has taught us the importance of branding. Number 2, the dog has also taught us that you cannot teach it new tricks. Number 3, the dog has taught us that its trainer or its teacher ought to have taken it through the prerequisites before dismissing the dog as not being able to learn new tricks. So, which are these prerequisites? These prerequisites, I'll just highlight one of them because there are many, is a learning process. One of the things that the dog trainer ought to have trained the dog is about thinking outside the box and at best to throw away the box. You can never learn new tricks. You can never learn new things if you are boxed in your old ways. Therefore, I would like to remind the dog trainer or the teacher of the dog to train it in the prerequisites first before branding it as a useless student who can never learn new tricks. Because if you can never learn new tricks and the world is a place where learning is continuous, then it is not fair on the side of the learner. In this case, the dog ought to have taught how to throw away the box or thinking outside the box. So I believe this old adage that you can never teach a dog new tricks was not meant only for the man's best friend. Why are we talking about that being taught new tricks? We are talking about being taught new tricks because we hear everywhere when we listen to media, print media, televisions, international, local, social media. There's this big commotion about AI, artificial intelligence. And AI is something all of us interact with. It's an intelligence that is not natural, it's artificial, and that's where the world is going. For example, if you try to send a message on your phone, you may find that in the modern phones, even before you finish typing, already the phone knows. Again, let's have a revision. We are reminding ourselves lessons we have learned from the dog. The dog has taught us to brand ourselves. It has branded itself as man's best friend. The dog has also taught us that it cannot be taught new tricks, but there is a rejoinder there that the teacher ought to have taught us the prerequisite, and the prerequisites are that you have to think outside the box and throw away the box. So by now, I believe that we have started opening up to learning new tricks, and the new trick we have learned in this lesson is about AI, artificial intelligence. I just want to give a very short illustration of how artificial intelligence works. Let me give an example of a chapati. Chapati is a meal that is familiar in many countries and is made from flour, wheat flour. It's prepared using oil, edible oil, and on an open fire. And it is common knowledge that there are different tastes. You find one day you come to my house and I give you a piece of chapati and you say, oh, that chapati is very good. If you come maybe after a month or 2, I give you the chapati stew made by the same person in the same kitchen, the same flour, but they may not taste the same. Why is that so? And it's not just chapati. There are many other foods which change taste from time to time. It's like we have not franchised the way we make our chapati or our domas, our arrowroots, our sweet potato, they could come exactly from the same source, made by the same chef, prepared in the same kitchen, but they are not guaranteed to taste the same. Why is that so? From a researcher's point of view, I would say then, if you come to my house today, I give you a chapati and it tastes differently 3 months later, or even a week later, even a day later. If I try to make the same chapati, then I'll say there is no reproducibility in that chapati. There is no reproducibility in that chapati. Why is there no reproducibility? It's because maybe whoever made it has not sat to synthesize exactly the intricacies. What was the temperature? What time did I take between the time I prepared the dough and the time I started rolling? How long did I take? How much pressure did I apply to it? How long did it take on the fire? How hot was the frying pan? And so on and so forth. So from that small illustration of a chapati, you agree there's a lot of data that maybe the chef has missed in the data in between, so that we have an end result that can be reproduced. And also, if that information, that is missing, if it can be integrated fully, then I can be able to make the same chapati to taste the same, even in a different location, in a different kitchen, anywhere in the world, as long as all the data has been put. With that small illustration, I wanted to show that what AI does goes for data, and where does it get data from? The data is stored in different servers. We have all heard about servers. There are many servers which can be used for even election. Bodies have servers. Education institutions have servers where all the education material is put there. And there are very many other servers. And these servers store information. So AI has access through the internet, has access to that information. And because you and I may not be privileged to be able to access, then there's a language that AI uses to access and be allowed by the owners of these servers, because the servers are owned by people. So what then do we learn from that lesson? We learn that there are opportunities. You can own a server. You can also be providing data to the server, because a server is just a space that somebody buys the server and they wait for data. You can be part of the data. And that data also, that data needs to be trained for specific purpose. So you could curate it. The information can be curated from different servers, which the information is brought together. For example, if there is a server A with information about chapati needs to be made at a temperature of this, then there's another server talking about chapati being made with this humidity. Another server number 3 talking about chapati needs to be prepared at a pressure of this amount or within this time. And server 3, 4, 5, all talking about little bits and pieces about how a chapati is made. AI now is able to connect all those different servers, bring together, curate, so that it produces a standard chapati for all of us to enjoy. Let us learn lessons. Let us learn not to be left behind by the fourth industrial revolution. And because I am talking, my lesson is being taken from a physical location somewhere in Africa. I would like all of us in Africa to open our minds, be very sensitive, be ready to learn so that we are not left behind as the world takes off to the fourth industrial revolution, the world of artificial intelligence. Thank you for listening. Keep listening and keep watching. We shall be back.